I'm here today at IGUANALAND, travelled all the way from Australia. Today I'm joined with Joe. We're going to check out IGUANALAND. Thanks for watching CrittaCam. So how many species of turtles and tortoises do you have here in the Chilean Centre?
In this area, we've got close to 140. We've got a couple others over there that bring us up to the 140 number, but it's about 140 here.
I notice there's multiple different types of enclosures. We have these naturalistic cages with these big, generous ponds, a lot of water movement.
Yep.
A lot of plants, living plants, which obviously gives the animals the ability to hide and move through their environments and take refuge wherever they need.
You see some North American wood turtles here? Can you find them? Can you see them at all?
I can see them now that you pointed at it, yes. Oh, nearly seen Ty go for a swim.
Right here.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah, one of my favorite turtle species. North American wood turtle. Very intelligent species.
You say that, then you hand it to me. Am I not so intelligent?
IQ of 150.
IQ of 150. That's about 149 more than me. They're gorgeous.
Yeah,
look at that shell.
The reason why they're called wood turtle, obviously, is the woody pattern on the carapace.
Wow.
Yeah, these are actually a lot of people told me that I shouldn't be doing this because they're from Michigan and up north state.
All right, yep.
And
Much
this would be
cooler.
too hot.
Yeah.
But we had them for about 3 years now.
Brown hatch babies every
Yeah,
year.
we had babies every year. The thing about that is, it's not like we went to Michigan in Illinois and caught them and brought them down here. That's not gonna work because they can't adapt to that, right? But what I did was I found a guy who was in Jacksonville, Florida, that's been breeding them for 25 years. So it's no brainer for me to go over there, negotiate with him and buy some turtle from him. That's exactly what I did. I bought 8 turtles from him, and they're already established in Florida, so it's a no-brainer. And of course, you can see all the shade back there.
Yep.
So yeah, they're doing fantastic. A lot of time people come here and look at the things and they say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this different. The problem with that is they don't know the full story. And for them to, I don't know, I wouldn't say criticize, but say something without knowing what went into acquiring these animals, it's just kind of unfair sometimes. Trust me, when we do things, we do a lot of research, obviously. And also, I have literally 60 years of experience in reptile keeping, right?
Yes.
So I go by my experience and instinct, and it usually works out for me. It's not like, obviously I do read a lot of books. I go to, meetings, TCPG and PSA, and I learn more. So that's the key, really. I mean, learning as much as you can. Even now, I learn a lot, weekly. So before you make judgment on the habitat or whatever that other zoos are doing, like for instance, if I go to the zoo, I never criticize them because I don't know the understory. Instead of thinking, oh, there's something wrong with that aquarium or the terrarium, I say, hey, that's different. Maybe I could learn from that.
Definitely.
And it's different than what I'm doing. That doesn't mean it's wrong. And that's how you learn. If it's the same, you're not going to learn anything.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, so always it's about your mentality.
Words of wisdom there from the guru. And he's hit the nail on the head. Just because someone else is doing it different doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean they're wrong. But you've got to open your mind. There's nothing wrong questioning, but obviously do your research. Your research can be based on world experience as well as talking to others in the field. So we're going to travel down here. So much more to see.
Again, you see the box turtles in here, but you can see them and you know where to find them. You can see them. Matter of fact, this guy is probably used to people, so he might even come out and greet you. Right, definitely trying. This is Mexican box turtle. Very rare species, obviously, in U.S. collection. We got them from Animal World and Snake Farm in Texas. They donated 7 to us.
Wow.
Yeah, most of these animals that are in the U.S. might be illegal because they didn't come in with paperwork.
Look at the color.
Look at that beauty. Yeah, look at that beauty. And it's literally 100 degrees almost out here.
Oh yeah, it's screaming hot.
But it's shade, It's, you can see all the shade out there. And we always try to provide shade and sun. So they could choose where they want to be.
Yeah.
Never force something on them. Let them choose.
So basically, Ty's designed all these to give the animals their own environments. The environments are that good that these animals are breeding in here, laying eggs in here, and then the eggs are actually hatching in these enclosures. For most zoos, that really sort of makes everyone's brains explode. But as an animal guy, I think that's pretty important to breeding big, strong, robust animals. Is letting nature do what it does best. And you're doing such an amazing job, Ty. You should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you.
This is such a great achievement. I mean,
I have something to do with it, but you know,
Something, yeah.
Yeah, something to do with it, but
I
I depend on a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, people like Joe here.
No, not Joe. Everybody
not
else.
Joe?
Yeah, just everybody else.
Joe was
No.
telling me if it wasn't for him, nothing would be possible.
No, Joe is
Have to
great.
talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, Joe is great. He lives on the property. When I'm not here, I could trust that somebody's here.
Yeah.
You know, so always somebody here, and yeah, it's just a teamwork. Obviously, it's not me. There's no way.
You rely on the whole team to make this work.
Exactly. It's all about the team. We're going through a hard time right now with the heat.
Yes.
Like 2 months, we had literally 90 degrees every day.
So you're saying it's hot?
Woo! Yeah.
I haven't noticed, but it feels like it's about 100 degrees Celsius.
Under the shade.
None of this Fahrenheit stuff. I'm talking Celsius, like the rest of the smart part of the world, right? The smart part.
Yeah, and I think Joe has something to show you guys.
It's one
Oh
of my
yes.
favorites.
Now, this is one of my favorites right here.
So this is our Mata. Absolutely alien species, but one of my favorites. I think they have the most adorable little smile, little like smiley face. These guys, of course, are an Amazon species. They are an ambush predator. They sit and wait for an unsuspecting fish to go by. That neck expands to like 3 times its size. They just suck everything right in. It's pretty awesome to watch. One of my favorites. I just had to pull him out real quick.
I don't blame you. He's definitely got a face that your mother could love.
Oh, well.
But, I say that, but he is absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
One of my favorites. The pink chin just does it for me.
Look at this. You actually got a fish for animals. Isn't that cool?
This is one of our North American spotted turtles.
There we go.
These guys are super cool. Their spots are unique to each turtle, just like a fingerprint. So when biologists are, doing their field studies and whatnot, they can actually take a picture of an animal, release it, and come back years later and possibly catch that animal and compare photos and see, wow, I haven't seen this animal in 5 years. And then record size, weight, and whatnot. Let's see if I can find another one here.
I think it's pretty cool the fact that he can't just put his hands straight on the animals. He's got to search for them, which means the environment's allowing for these animals to be able to hide amongst that environment and making themselves feel comfortable. Now, when the animals feel comfortable, they're obviously not stressed, which is a very important key thing.
So there's an example,
Yeah.
just how different they can be. And then there's another one in here. I can't seem to find him, but he is so spotted, so much more than these guys. And then the size of the spots can be different, the quantity, of course. These guys are super cool. And then they have the cute little neck flap in there. Just a couple of my favorites.
Just a couple of my favorite things.
I have 248 favorites.
Oh, yes. yes.
Tomorrow it might be 241.
I was going to say 260, 290, 300.
This little guy always puts on a show. It's the narrowbridge musk turtle. Very feisty little guy. We don't really advertise, but IGUANALAND does offer free piercing. So.
Oh, nice. After hours.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. He's definitely not bluffing though, so we'll leave him be.
So here it is, guys, my thoughts on IGUANALAND. I came here 5 years ago to Ty's lizard farm, and I was absolutely amazed by the variety of species that he was breeding consistently here. And the main aim behind that was to produce lizards, captive bred lizards for the hobby, but also to raise revenue to go back direct into conservation work. That really touched me many years ago, and to see what Ty did back then was very different to what people are doing. He was giving back to the community, giving back to conservational issues and raising some money for some really good purposes. I remember sitting in a cage with Ty when we were talking about iguanas, and we're patting an iguana at the time, and Ty told me all about his dream of being a reptile guy, or more importantly, creating a zoo. And here I am 5 years later at this zoo, this creation. It's been absolutely amazing. I can't put it into words, but I'm going to try my best. The way these animals are being kept is revolutionary. It's not just cages, he's created environments with microclimates within those environments, allowing animals to have multiple choices in what they want to do in those cages. And to me, that is very different to what most people do. We sort of keep animals in cages and we sort of put temperatures on, or thermostats, and we predict that these temperatures are going to stay these consistent temperatures with sometimes diabolical outcomes. Now, the true credit comes when the animals themselves thrive and survive. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, the animals are in these cages, they choose out different areas for different reasons, whether it be heat, cool, lighting, water, whatever. And these animals have all those options. There's living plants in there, which creates fresh air environments. So we're talking about air movement starts to move because the plants are absorbing CO2 and all the rest of it. The other cool thing is these animals are breeding in these enclosures, or these environments I should say. The animals are laying eggs in the environments. The eggs are hatching in these environments without any human contact at all. To me, that speaks bounds of what Ty has achieved here and his knowledge of animals at the next level. It's an absolutely amazing place. IGUANALAND has to be on everyone's list to come and check out. I don't care how many zoos you've been to, and I've traveled the world. I've gone to a lot of different places on the world, and I've traveled to a lot of different zoos and fauna parks. This is next level, to be honest. It is definitely a cut above. It really opens my eyes as a reptile keeper of things that I can improve and achieve with the right determination. And I'm sure everyone out there as well, you guys can do the same. Now, if you haven't already, try and make the effort to get here and check out IGUANALAND for yourself. It is absolutely amazing. It is probably the most fabulous private collection I've seen. Every cage is absolutely unique. You got substrate, you have living plants, you have generous water areas, you have generous size enclosures, you have multiple basking hiding spots, you have shaded canopies, because here, I mean, it's super hot. It's super hot. It's got to be up in the 40s here, but the humidity's got to be right up in the 80s. It is, I mean, I'm soaking, I'm sweating to death, but these animals are thriving, and it doesn't matter where these animals are coming from across the world, they're all surviving and thriving in these conditions because Ty's worked out that specific combination or a secret ingredient to make it work. Thanks for watching CrittaCam.